Okay, so first I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna wear foundation, so what I'm gonna do is use like an illuminating primer or moisturizer, and that's gonna really help kind of balance out the skin. Or if you have like a lightweight tinted moisturizer or something like that, you could definitely use that if you want to. What I'm gonna do is use this Lancer Danny Glowing Skin Perfector. It's literally a moisturizer, has a little bit of tint to it, if you can see that, but when you blend it out, it literally blends away to nothing. It just leaves like a nice glow. So this is what I'm going to use today. It smells really nice. So a lot of skincare benefits, which is what I'm going for. So after you put your moisturizer on, I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows, and for that I'm going to use my Brow Wiz. And what I'm going to do is just draw very thin strokes. Now, my eyebrows are kind of busted right now. I'm trying to let them grow, so I literally have not shaped them or done anything at all to them. But this is what I do at first. I just kind of draw the bottom line and the bottom shape of how I want. And don't worry too much if the bottom line is a little janky, because we're going to go in with concealer and clean that up anyway. So I just kind of get the shape that I want, and then in the front, before I start filling it in the front, I just kind of, since my eyebrows start a little far back, I want to bring it in a little bit. And to do that, we're just going to draw like a few strokes here to mimic like hair. You feel me? You see what I did there? Okay, just so now what we're gonna do is just fill in the rest of the eyebrow and start shaping it how we want it. Now, if you have thick eyebrows, you could either skip this step completely and don't even fill them in and just keep your natural brow and just use a little brow gel to keep them in place. That's fine. If I had thicker eyebrows, that's what I would do. It would make my life a lot easier. But since I don't, and I want to look like a human instead of an alien, I kind of have to go through this step. So we're not going to do a whole lot. We're just going to small strokes and just kind of fill those in. And I want to go like a little bit thicker, but not too much thicker, you know what I'm saying? And I like a thinner tail. So when you do a thin tail like that, you have to make sure that you arch it correctly, because you don't want to have like a thick brow and then go to it like a tiny line. You kind of have to thicken that arch on the top a little bit and balance things out. Like so. And that is the basic brow that we're going for. Now, I'm a little extra. I like to clean up my brows with concealer. Not everybody has to do that. Not everyone wants to do that, and that's completely fine. It's what I personally do. So I take some concealer. I'm just going to use a Shape Tape because it is a fuller coverage. So it can sort of cover up our little goofs with the pencil very easily, and you won't be able to see it through. You could use a cream concealer, Maybelline Fit Me concealer, drugstore, high-end. It doesn't really matter what concealer you use. What really matters is the brush. This brush is dirty, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. This is my favorite brush, and it's literally $1 at Walgreens. It is the short brush, like this. It's very flat, super thin, so you're able to get close and really shape the brows easily. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that concealer right there. Not a lot. I'm just going to pick up a little bit, like so. And then I'm just going to go underneath the brow. I'm not going to do anything on the top, but I'm just going to go underneath it. And really clean that up. Another reason why I like to use this concealer is because when I blend it out and blend it down, I just like to blend it all over my eyelid, and that acts as a really nice eyeshadow base or primer. And I really like the end to be tapered like this. Like I said, everyone's shape of their eyebrows, it's like a very personal thing, and you just do what you like. This is just the shape that I like. So as you can see, I'm just kind of taking the brush and like blending it out. I'm going to take a little bit more of the concealer and put it on my lid and blend that out and let it set. And we're going to use that as an eyeshadow base. So now what I like to do is just take a little bit of brow gel. I like this one from Surratt, but you can use your favorite, of course, whatever brow gel you want. This one looks like this. It's like a little toothbrush. It's really good. It dries clear, so that's why I like it. So I'm just going to brush the brows up. And like I said, I don't have much, but they grow, mine grow like, they don't grow thick, but they grow straight down, and then they have like little danglies. It looks not cute. So I just like to brush a little brow gel through and pull it up so I don't have those little danglies. And there you have it. There's one brow done. Good to go. So I'm just going to do my other brow off camera, and I'll be right back. Do you like my eyebrows? Both eyebrows are done. Next step we're going to do is work a little bit on the complexion. So of course we're not doing foundation today. It's like 82 degrees and it's just going to probably melt off. What I'm going to do is start off with a little liquid bronzer. This one's from by Terry. This is the Brightening CC Lumi Serum in the color Sunny Flash number 4. So I'm just going to pump a little out on my hand, and I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge. This is pretty filthy, so don't judge me. Don't do it. Don't judge me. Because if you wash your sponge every day, you are a better person than I am. You really are. So what I'm going to do is take the flat side, pick up a little product, and then I'm just going to pat it in and sort of contour, but we're just going to bronze up a little bit. Especially if you have like chubby cheeks like me, this really helps. And since it's a liquid bronzer and not a flat bronzer, it has a little bit of glow to it. It's just going to give you just a little bit of that J-Lo glow. You feel me? That's what we're going for right now. So it's like no makeup, but like with makeup. Okay, so we're going to do the other side. Sorry about my mirror. Yes, I said mirror. That's how I talk. So just bring it up on the temples and on the forehead if you have a giant gargantuan forehead like I do. I have a very Irish forehead. And bring it under the cheekbones. So you just blend that out and you get a little bit of a glow. You know what I mean? You see that glow? So now that the bronzer is on, we're going to do a little more bronzing, but like that's the first step, is the liquid bronzer. I'm going to take a little bit of this concealer that I have left over on my hand from my eyebrows. I'm going to take a little bit of that on my finger, and I'm just going to conceal a little bit under my eye. And then I like to kind of blend it into my eyelid since we use the same concealer, so it's all uniform. I also like to go in the corner there on my eye and brighten that up because I get a little blue in there, so I'm going to cover that up. And there we go. So that just brightened everything up, didn't it? Just blend that out, and then we're going to do the other eye, the same thing, the same way. You don't need much with this concealer. It's extremely full coverage. And when you get to this point, well, when I get to this point, I start to look human. And that is what I'm going for. So that's done. Kind of liking how this is going. What I want to do is set that concealer on my eyelid, and then that's going to keep the concealer from creasing on my eye. My eyelids are a little bit oily, especially in the spring and summer. So I'm going to take this Tartist Pro palette, and I'm going to use this color here called Classic, and this is what I'm going to use. And we're just going to set down that concealer on the eyelid so it doesn't crease. So for that, I'm just going to use, I have a dual-ended crown brush that I got a long time ago in an Ipsy bag, and I don't know what the brush is called because everything is worn off, but it is from Crown Brushes, so it has a pointy side and a flat side. We're going to use the flat, fluffy side. And we're going to set that from the brow bone all the way to your lash. And don't forget about the inner corner that we did too. There we go. So that will prevent any creasing from happening. I'm going to take this color here called Bold here. And I'll use this Real Techniques fluffy brush. This is the domed shadow brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that color called Bold, tap it off as we do, and I'm going to angle the brush up towards my bone, kind of how if you were to contour your cheeks, we're going to contour the eye the same way. So angle it up, and I like to kind of lift my brow a little bit, you know what I mean? You want to run it through your crease, not all the way up to the brow bone, about to here. Circular windshield wiper motion. So you can be as messy as you want with this as long as it's blown out and blended and there's no harsh edges. See what I did there? Just looks a little more put together. So now what we're going to do, because I'm extra, is I'm going to go with this Real Techniques brush, the pointy one, 203 brush. So what I'm going to do is take this color called Edgy here, and I'm going to just get a touch of it, like literally, this is what I'm going to do. Boom, done. And I'm going to tap off that excess. So now that we have the color on and blended, we're going to go in with the first brush and we're going to blend it some more. Like that. So now that that's done on both eyes, what I'm going to do now is just add my mascara. So we're just going to curl up our lashes like so. So I'm going to go in with my Chantecaille Faux Longest Lash. This has a lash growth serum inside. It's pretty fancy. Like I said, use your favorite mascara and do you. Okay? So we're just going to go in with a few coats of this. Alright, so from there, what we're going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of blush. Now, like I said, you could use a cream blush, you use powder blush, you could use no blush. Depends on your face, but for me, literally I could probably stop here. I probably could stop here, but like I said, I'm excessive and I don't want to. So, I'm going to put on blush. The Glow Expert Duo 6 by Terry in Peachy Petal. Now this is a cream blush. Kind of has a highlight and a blush on it at the same time, if you can see that. That's cute, right? I know, it's so cute. So what I'm going to do is take some bronzer, and we'll use our Hourglass bronzer. This is Luminous Bronze Light. This is the lightest bronzer that they have. And I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of bronzer. Now you could contour your nose or not. I don't feel like going through all that, so what I'm going to do is take this little angled brush. This is a Spacing K cheek contour brush, but I'm going to use it for my nose. I'm just going to take a little bit of that bronzer, the same Hourglass bronzer, and tap off every bit of the excess and just go on the sides of my nose. So this is not a true contour, but it kind of gives you that sun-kissed glow, you know what I mean? So for highlight, we're going to mix two together, okay? That's what we're talking about. That's what we're going to do. So what I want to do is I'm going to take some Moonstone from Becca. I hit pan on this already, but it's cool. It looks like this is very light colored because I am very light colored. I'm going to take this e.l.f. Flat brush. What is the e.l.f. blush brush? But I like it because it's small and it's tapered. So it's very easy to do this with. So I'm just going to tap off the excess of that because we don't want to go too ham with it. And I'm going to put this on my cheekbones right here. And I like to go around the brow as well. On the bridge of my nose. And you can put a little on the tip too if you want to look extra. Also the top of your lip. I'm going to do this Wet n Wild The Sweetest Bling highlighting powder highlighter from Wet n Wild, if I didn't already say that. I'm going to load my brush up with it. Now this is a little more of a pinky highlighter. So I'm going to use it for sort of like a blush topper. So instead of on the cheekbones, I'm just going to bring it down here where my blush is and kind of use it that way as a blush topper, like so. Now, we're going to go back to Moonstone, back to this guy, and I'm going to take the same dual-ended crown brush, and I'm going to use the small side. And what I'm going to do with it is take a little bit of this highlighter and put it on my inner corner. And a little on my brow bone. Now for the lips. So it's summertime. You don't really have to walk around with a full flat matte lip, you know. It's not summertime yet, it's spring, but it feels like summer. So what we're going to do is do those nice glossy, wet, juicy looking lips. And for that, what I'm going to use is this Kiko lip gloss. And this one is the 3D Hydra lip gloss in the number 17. That's it. Thanks for watching my channel, you guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at rlovesny and on Instagram at redlovesny and Snapchat at redlovesny. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I better not hear nothing about my mustache in the comment section, okay? I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna take care of it, okay? Mind your business. I do live in the hood, you know, so you might hear some screams or sirens or who knows. Cats. There's some cats outside you might hear. Can you see me? It's your brows, it's your face, you do whatever you want to do. None of my business. You see my little kitty cat pillow here? You know, you feel me? I don't know. Oh, you can't really see that.